Russia has lost a staggering 87% of the total number of active-duty ground troops it had prior to launching its invasion of Ukraine, and two-thirds of its pre-invasion tanks, a source familiar with a declassified U.S. intelligence assessment provided to Congress told CNN. Still, despite heavy losses of men and equipment, Russian President Vladimir Putin is determined to push forward as the war approaches its two-year anniversary early next year, and U.S. officials are warning that Ukraine remains deeply vulnerable. A highly anticipated Ukrainian counter-offensive stagnated through the fall, and U.S. officials believe that Kyiv is unlikely to make any major gains over the coming months. The assessment, sent to Capitol Hill on Monday, comes as some Republicans have balked at the U.S. providing additional funding for Ukraine, and the Biden administration has launched a full-court press to try to get supplemental funding through Congress. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is in Washington on Tuesday, meeting with U.S. lawmakers and President Joe Biden in desperate bid to secure the military and economic aid he says is vital to Ukraine's ability to maintain the fight against Russia. Russia has been able to keep its war effort going, despite the heavy losses, by relaxing recruitment standards and dipping into Soviet-era stockpiles of older equipment. Still, the assessment found that the war has sharply set back 15 years of Russian effort to modernize its ground force. Of the 360,000 troops that entered Ukraine, including contract and conscript personnel, Russia has lost 315,000 on the battlefield, according to the assessment. 2,200 of 3,500 tanks have been lost, according to the assessment. 4,400 of 13,600 infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers have also been destroyed, a 32% loss rate. As of late November, Russia lost over a quarter of its pre-invasion stockpiles of ground forces equipment. The assessment reads, "This has reduced the complexity and scale of Russian offensive operations, which have failed to make major gains in Ukraine since early 2022.